Behold, the worst season of Winx Club. Season 5 was semi-acceptable, even with a lot of flaws. Too much Bloom screen time. Season 6 I didn't really care for, and too much Bloom focus again. And then Season 8 was a slap to the face.
Ew!
But Season 7 came around, obviously before Season 8, and it was a big turning point for the Winx. In terms of its demographic, actually. It was a very toned down, very kiddie toned down season. And it had lots and lots and lots of issues, oh my god. So this was the first season not dubbed by Nickelodeon. All the voice actors were changed, which did suck because I didn't like some of the Nick cast. And then they moved it from Nickelodeon to Nick Jr. because this season is, again, more toned to much younger kids. Anyway, Season 7 is themed around animals and fairy animals. The plot, quote-unquote, is about a shapeshifter named Kalshara, who is after the ultimate power of the fairy animals, joined by her really annoying brother, Brophilius. They plan to kidnap many of the fairy animals to find the ultimate power, blah blah blah, and this plot makes no sense. There is actually like no plot at all. I'm gonna break it down piece by piece and hopefully not rage by the end of all this. For those unaware from what I spoke of before in one of my previous videos speaking about Winx, the Winx themselves, because they don't know what else to do with them, after Season 4, they decided to de-age them, but they didn't really commit to that until Season 8 when they actually did commit to it in a way, but even then, nothing has changed. That is the big problem. Technically, nothing has changed. They didn't change the timeline, technically. They still have their new powers. All the past seasons still happened, but they make it seem like they didn't graduate in Season 3 after the movie. Or they returned back to being students somehow and didn't age, but it makes no sense because Season 4 happened and then it's like they didn't graduate, but they did, but oh my goodness, it makes no sense at all.
Make it stop.
And to help with the illusion of them being de-aged, look at them in their newer outfits. They look younger, but they're not. They never really committed to it, or outright state that they're back as students, or they graduated, or it makes no sense. Oh my god, I hated it. The girls are a bigger hive mind than usual, sticking together like glue because they are permanently stuck at Althea as students again, because the writers say so. You know, it'll make for easier stories. Stick them together as students again at Althea, and you can make many, many, many more seasons. Ugh. They are wearing matching clothes again, and their personalities have not really been that great. It's worse in this season. The Winx are not themselves. Bloom. Oh, Bloom. You, can't you stop being the stereotypical leader, calling all the shots, being the speaker for your group, being the one to save the day, apparently being the one to always tell people what to do, and then always be the one to rely on? Oh, we need Bloom! Come on, Bloom, let's transform! Literally, it's like the Winx can't do anything without Bloom. You don't need Bloom to transform, come on! And then, she is always the one taking so much screen time. Again, like in previous seasons when it didn't really need to be focusing on her, especially in Season 5. And then Season 6, Bloom hits, oh my god. Moving on. Okay, so like, I'm not even joking about the screen time again. For example, she's literally the only one who goes, Magic Winx, Butterflitz, Magic Winx, Tinus, Magic Winx, Bloomits. No one else in this entire season says that. It's always just her. Why? Stella is so bubble-brained in the season. They made her into such a comic relief airhead. It's insane. She is actually annoying. And then Flora, she was not her very sweet, kind self this season. It was very weird. And then Tekna, she doesn't even do anything. She didn't even use any technology this season. And then Aisha, she's just there, and again, not herself at all. And then Musa, She's only just sad over Riven, but even then she got a new love interest, but that doesn't even make any sense because the love interest is in the past. And I don't mean like 5 years into the past, or 10 even. He's in the Middle Ages. She's never gonna see him again. The episode structure for this season is just all over the place because they literally just wait for stuff to happen. No joke, I'm not even joking, they do that. They do nothing until something even happens. Then they do something. Ugh. Kashara? She barely even fights the Winx. Brophilius does more of the physical stuff to getting people or monsters to attack the Wade sometimes, but even then, he doesn't really like physically fight them either. Ugh. But even then, the Winx are just so weak against their enemies, and sometimes don't even use things that they can easily beat the bad guy with. There are times they just stand there and do nothing, or float there and do nothing. Ugh. They couldn't even win against a bird.
Excuse me?
And then, they couldn't even teleport in one episode. But then, in a later episode, they could, because the story said they could. It feels like nothing is taken seriously in this season. Nothing made sense. We don't really feel any sort of threat. Again, we just wait for stuff to happen. We get so much filler, and then we have parties that happen a lot for no reason. As an example, in the 25th episode, the episode before the finale, the Trits, who return again, steal the ultimate power of the fairy animals, which is just a diamond, by the way, that is incredibly fragile to soft ground, even though it's said to be the strongest material, even to be impervious to magic. It makes no sense. And then, once the Trits leave with the ultimate power, the Winx let them go for the time being. So, what do they do next? Form a plan to go after them? Nope. They have a party.
What?
What was that?
What was the reason?
What are you doing? The bad guys have the ultimate power. They are out there. They could take over almost immediately, and everyone is just dancing. Are you kidding me? I literally stopped watching this episode because I was in disbelief. The past season's Winx would never do this. They would come together, form a plan, and then go after the Trits. They only stop dancing because, you guessed it, a plot point happens. This is the episode before the finale. This shouldn't be happening. And then there were other 2 episodes that just destroyed me. Like, there was one where they focused on fighting evil bananas, and then the Winx as children. And then there's time travel in this season. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Moving on. So, Butterflits. Butterflits. Because Bloomit was nerfed, like with every current transformation in a new season, the girls randomly, out of nowhere, with no mention of its existence prior, get Butterflits. This transformation, it really irritates me. It doesn't really make any sense about how it works. It only works when the story says it needs to be working. And to top it all off, they didn't really need it technically. There are so many situations in the season when they don't even need this transformation to fight. And why is it butterflies? This form is the most weakest, most unnecessary, and most confusing transformation in the biggest way possible. You cannot expect me to believe that Bloomit, the power of the Dragon Flame, is weaker than Butterflits. The form can't really do any form of offensive spells. There's literally a spell that Aisha has called Magical Water Hug. So this form cannot harm nature, which is, basically everything, or certain animals and stuff. So they're always getting their butts kicked or always have trouble figuring out what to do. Even though they could just, transform into other transformations, but of course, Season 5 established that your new form is now your default. Your other forms are gone. And then that stupid dance in the matching outfits. I hate it. I use his hair though, I do love it. Now, this whole season and Butterflies and everything, it drives a bigger blow to Roxy. You know, the fairy of animals. Because this season is all about animals and stuff, it made sense to have her way more involved. She's the fairy of animals. I was very happy to see her join the Winx in this season when I was younger. But once episode 3 comes around, it does a complete 180 for her. Can someone please explain to me how Roxy, the fairy of animals, in an animal-themed season, who also defeated the monster alongside the Winx and had way more focus or like screen time technically in this mission, did not get Butterflies? And no, it's not cause, oh, but she's an earth fairy, her power system is different, she needed enchantments before getting this form, blah 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 blah. No. Do not give me that, because this was a specific transformation for a specific thing. No one ever said we needed it in order to get this new form. We didn't say, no one said, oh, you need enchantments to get this form. No. They can do anything in the show. They could have easily given it to her. All those theories and statements from writers after the season aired don't make any sense. And to top it off, she was right there and caught up in the magical light, like the rest of the girls. So it's like that part and the rest of the episode was written/animated for her to get it. And no one even questions why she didn't get it. Not even herself. Plus, guess what? She was originally gonna get Butterflies, because in this video game that came out before season 7 aired, we see her in a Butterflies form. But they scrapped it by the time the script for season 7 was finalized, because again, it's much more easier writing the story on 6 characters instead of 7. And of course, we can't have the story focus more on someone else other than the Winx or mainly Bloom. No. And doing this makes Roxy shoved to the side, because in the next episode, she gets her time travel stone stolen by Berphilius. And now, she can't be in more time travel missions. So, but even then, she could still participate in other missions that don't involve time travel, right? Nope. All she does now is tell the Winx that there's animals in trouble. Why? If you make the effort to put her in the forefront, don't bring her back to the side. She's the fairy of animals. It's an animal-themed season. She should be the big focus, but nope. Gotta be all about Bloom and the Winx mainly again. She doesn't even fight against Kalshara, the main villain, at all. Even in the final battle. Ridiculous. Now, we have Tynets. No, Roxy doesn't get it. The song is good, I like the vocals. The outfits are matching, again. But I like the new forms that the fairy animals get. The mini-world aspect, it is a cool idea. I just wish we got a reason to do stuff like that before getting Tynets. It is a unique form because the girls shrink down to microscopic size, and time moves differently there. But the form is nothing really to be excited about. Also, why is everything mostly crystals? I don't get it. Now, onto villains. Kalshara, I don't care. I do not care for her at all. She's not taken seriously. The shape-shifting is not even cool at all. She barely fights the Winx, barely does any work. The only thing that I thought was cool was that she was once a fairy at Althea, because it showed that not all fairies can be good. And she knew Farragonda, but we got nothing with that. It went nowhere. Also, I really don't get how she went from being a young adult to a grown-up adult permanently when she got her powers. And then, what was she doing all throughout her time, all the way up to season 7? Because she got her powers when Farragonda was young, and now she's an old woman. So, what exactly has Kalshara been up to since then? Where was she? No explanation given at all. Her brother, I don't care. And then the Tritz. Why are you even here? Why did they even bring him back? They're even less threatening now. But I do like the animal forms that they got. And lastly, the fairy animals that the Winx bond with. And again, Roxy doesn't get one. Ha! They're fine. But I wish they were more unique to the girls. Like, why didn't Bloom get a young dragon? She's the fairy of the dragon flame. Why not a young dragon? But nah, she gets the unicorn. Cause of course she gets it. A unicorn is like every little girl's dream to have. And the main character gets it. Stella gets a phoenix-like bird that shines. That's okay, I didn't mind that. But then Aisha, she gets this random creature. Why didn't she get something aquatic? Sure, Squonk can cry a lot of water, but that's nothing aquatic. Flora, I think her having a wolf, it made sense. You know, it's in the forest and nature. It made sense. Though I would have been okay if she got like a deer or a hummingbird or some kind of bear. Musa, maybe a bat, because bats use echolocation. But I'm okay with her having a cat, I guess. And Tekna, she's okay with having a squirrel, but I would have been more happy with Emma anything else. And then, at the end of the season, in this finale, nothing happened. Nothing big happened to the characters. The fairy animals are gone. So, it's like, nothing really has changed other than the girls getting butterflies. So, nothing has changed. Like, at least in season 5 and 6 was something happening in the finale that was somewhat important. Season 5 had Daphne come back to life, and then season 6 had Daphne marrying Thorin. But in 7, nothing. Aside from like the animals all being all over, but it doesn't even matter in that season anyway. Anyway, this season sucked so bad. I hated it. It can burn in the Dragon Flame. This was the worst season. Oh my god. I don't know if I want to review season 8. If you guys want me to, let me know in the comments, but oh my god. I already suffered enough though, but if you guys want me to, I'll do it, but oh my god. I hate this scene. I hate it. I hate it.